Let's be honest. Family gatherings are supposed to feel warm, loving, and comforting. But for some people, they feel exhausting, overwhelming, and emotionally draining. If you're someone who dreads family get-togethers, it doesn't mean you're cold, antisocial, or ungrateful. It usually means your nervous system has learned something important. Here's the first. Psychological truth. Family gatherings activate old versions of you. When you walk into a room full of relatives, your brain doesn't see adults having casual conversations, it sees history. It remembers who judged. You dismissed you, who compared, you who didn't listen when you needed support, even if nothing bad is happening in the present moment. Your brain is scanning for danger based on the past. This is called emotional memory, and it works faster than logic. That's why some people feel tense the moment they arrive, even before anyone says a word. Another reason family gatherings feel uncomfortable is forced. Roles families rarely see you as who you are. Now, they see you as who you used to be. The quiet one, the troublemaker, the successful one, the disappointment, the one who should be married by now, the one who should have done more. When relatives interact with you, they often talk at the role, not the real person. And being trapped in an outdated identity is mentally exhausting. People who hate family gatherings are often highly self-aware. They've outgrown certain dynamics, but the environment keeps pulling them backward. Then there's emotional. Labor family gatherings aren't just social events. They're performances you're expected to smile, answer personal questions, explain your life choices, laugh at comments that cross boundaries, pretend certain things didn't hurt. For people with strong emotional intelligence, this constant self-monitoring drains energy fast. Their brain is working overtime to stay regulated. Another hidden factor is comparison, anxiety. Family environments are where comparisons thrive. Who's married? Who earns more? Who has kids? Who failed? Who made it? Even subtle comments can trigger shame, inadequacy, or pressure, especially for people who already place high expectations on themselves. Now, here's something most people don't realize. Many people who dislike family gatherings aren't anti-family. They're anti-invalidating environments. Their brain associates these gatherings with feeling unseen, misunderstood, or emotionally unsafe. And when the brain senses emotional risk, it pushes avoidance. Not because you're weak, but because it's trying to protect you. If you've ever left a family event feeling tired instead of happy, quiet instead of connected, or irritable instead of relaxed, your nervous system was working the entire time. And that leads us to the deeper layer most people never talk about. Here's the deeper truth. People who hate family gatherings are often emotionally sensitive, introspective, and boundary aware. They feel energy shifts. They notice passive aggression. They hear what's not being said, and that sensitivity becomes a burden in environments where honesty is avoided and emotions are suppressed. Many families don't communicate openly. They communicate through jokes, sarcasm, silence, or guilt. For someone who values clarity and emotional safety, this creates constant internal tension. Another major reason is lack of autonomy in family settings. Independence is subtly challenged. You're questioned about your choices. Your decisions are evaluated. Your timeline is judged. People who value control over their own life feel this as psychological pressure, not because they're defensive, but because autonomy equals safety for them. There's also something called emotional parentification. Some people grew up being the strong one, the listener, the fixer, the peacemaker. Family gatherings reactivate that role. Suddenly, you're absorbing everyone's stress again, being responsible for the emotional temperature of the room. People who experience this often avoid gatherings because Their brain remembers exhaustion, not comfort. And here's an important distinction. Avoiding family gatherings doesn't mean you don't love your family. It often means you love yourself. Enough to notice when something costs too much. Now, let's talk about guilt. People who dislike family gatherings often feel guilty about it. They wonder what's wrong with me. But guilt is usually taught, not natural. You were taught that love equals endurance, that loyalty means tolerating discomfort, that boundaries are selfish. But psychology tells us something. Different, healthy adults choose environments that regulate their nervous system. If a gathering repeatedly leaves you drained, anxious, or emotionally small, your brain is responding accurately. Some people prefer one-on-one connection over group dynamics. Some feel safer in chosen family than biological family. Some simply need quieter, more intentional interactions. None of that is broken behavior. In fact, many people who step back from family gatherings later build deeper, healthier relationships elsewhere because they finally learned what emotional safety feels like. Here's the most important thing to understand. Your discomfort is information. It's not telling you to cut people off. It's telling you to protect your energy, redefine boundaries, and interact on your terms. You're allowed to leave early. You're allowed to attend less often. You're allowed to engage differently. Growth doesn't always look like closeness. Sometimes it looks like distance with clarity. And if you've ever felt like the odd one out for not enjoying family gatherings, remember this: people who question environments that others accept blindly are often the most self-aware people in the room. Your need for peace isn't rejection, it's self-respect. And once you understand that, the guilt starts to fade, replaced by something stronger: clarity.